Ever feel like your life's under a microscope? Now, imagine every misstep you make being splashed across headlines for the world to judge. But what if I told you there's more to these celebrity breakups than just juicy gossip? What if those very public disasters could actually teach us something about handling our own relationships? Today, we're diving into one of the messiest Hollywood splits, breaking down 11 Stoic lessons that can help you navigate love, loss, and life's challenges. Because whether you're in the spotlight or not, we're all in this together. The media loves a good breakup story. It's like a real-life soap opera playing out before our eyes. But here's the twist. Beneath all that drama lies a treasure trove of wisdom. Ever thought about how someone else's mistakes could shine a light on life's pitfalls and how to avoid them? That's what we're uncovering today. Relationships are messy, and there's no magic formula for happiness. But whether you're a Hollywood star or just another person trying to figure it all out, the struggles are strikingly similar. In this video, we're dissecting what's Stoic and what's not in this celebrity meltdown. Stick around. These lessons might just change how you view your own relationships. 1. No prenup. Learning dichotomy of control and negative visualization. Let's kick things off with a hard-hitting Stoic lesson. Understanding what's in your control and what's not. The Stoics nailed this with the concept of the dichotomy of control, which basically says that life is split into two categories: the things we can control, like our decisions and reactions, and the things we can't, like other people's actions, or the unpredictable twists of fate. Now, let's look at this celebrity couple who skipped the prenup. That's a classic case of ignoring what's in your control. Without a prenup, they had zero control over what would happen to their finances if the marriage crashed. And guess what? It did. Enter the Stoic wisdom. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. This is where the Stoic practice of negative visualization comes into play. Negative visualization is all about mentally preparing for life's curveballs. In this scenario, it's asking yourself, what if this relationship doesn't go the distance? It's not about being a downer, it's about being smart and ready. By imagining worst-case scenarios, like a split without a prenup, you're more likely to take steps that protect you, slashing the chances of regret and emotional fallout. The takeaway: focus on what you can control. If you're stepping into a relationship or any major life move, think ahead, plan for the unexpected, and take action where you have power. This way, you won't be blindsided if things don't go as planned. 2. The importance of direction. Let's talk about why having a clear direction in life and in relationships is crucial, and how the Stoics can guide us here. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." This quote highlights the importance of having a clear goal or destination in mind. Without it, no matter how strong the winds or opportunities, you'll just drift aimlessly. In relationships, this means knowing what you want and where you're headed. If you don't have a clear vision, you might end up making the same mistakes over and over. Take this celebrity divorce as an example. If they were to rekindle their relationship without addressing the issues that led to the breakup in the first place, they'd likely find themselves in the same mess again. A Stoic would be cautious about returning to a relationship with the same person twice, because unresolved issues often resurface. Another powerful quote from Seneca goes, "Only time can heal what reason cannot." This speaks to the idea that some wounds need more than just logic or a second chance to heal. They need time and space. Going back to an old relationship that hasn't been fully mended is like reopening a wound that hasn't properly healed. The emotional turmoil that comes with rekindling a broken relationship can be overwhelming and often unnecessary. The Stoic insight here is to recognize that some wounds require distance, not rehashing past mistakes. It's important to understand when to let go and allow time to do its work. Instead of trying to force something that's broken, focus on healing and moving forward. This way, you can avoid the pain of repeating the past and create a future that aligns with your true direction. If you found this video valuable and interesting, give it a like because it helps YouTube recognize that this channel is delivering content that resonates. By hitting that like button, you're not just supporting us, but also making sure others discover these powerful Stoic lessons. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights to help you navigate life's challenges with wisdom and grace. 3. Keeping gifts. A Stoic approach to detachment. Holding on to a gift doesn't necessarily reflect lingering attachment. Instead, it can represent a Stoic acceptance of what life brings without letting emotions dictate your actions. When someone chooses to keep a gift, it doesn't mean they're clinging to the past. It can be a sign of inner peace, where they've accepted the gift as part of their life without letting it stir up unresolved feelings. Or, let's be real, maybe they're keeping it because it's a rare 8.5-carat diamond. Who wouldn't want to hang on to something that could buy a small island? It's not about being sentimental, it's about appreciating the finer things in life without letting them control you. A true Stoic understands that material possessions don't have to be tied to emotional baggage. By keeping a gift without making it a source of pain or nostalgia, you demonstrate the ability to separate your emotions from physical objects. This shows a deep level of rational detachment, accepting the gift for what it is without allowing it to disrupt your inner tranquility. Plus, sometimes a little practicality doesn't hurt. 4. The absence of Stoic virtues. When it comes to messy divorces, one of the biggest red flags is the absence of core Stoic virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues aren't just abstract ideals, they're practical tools that help us navigate life's challenges with integrity and composure. When these virtues are missing, things can spiral out of control fast. Take wisdom, for example. Wisdom is about making decisions based on reason and understanding, not on impulse or emotion. But in a heated divorce, how often do people let anger or resentment drive their actions? Instead of making wise choices that could ease the process, they might engage in bitter battles that only add fuel to the fire. Courage is another virtue that often goes out the window in these situations. It's not just about facing danger, it's about having the bravery to do what's right, even when it's hard. In many divorces, people shy away from making the tough but necessary choices that could lead to a fair resolution because they're too caught up in winning or protecting their ego. Justice and temperance are also key. Justice means treating others fairly, even when you're hurt or angry. But how often do divorces turn into a quest for revenge rather than a search for fairness? And temperance is all about self-control, keeping your emotions in check so you don't act out of spite or anger. Without these virtues, a divorce can become a destructive force, harming everyone involved. But what happens when people forget about others' feelings, especially those who are most vulnerable, like children? When parents are caught up in their own emotional battles, they might overlook the emotional trauma their actions caused to their kids. Children can end up as collateral damage, suffering from the stress, confusion, and insecurity that come with a broken home. This neglect of their well-being is a stark reminder of the absence of justice and temperance, forgetting the importance of fairness and the need to keep emotions in check for the sake of others. The Stoic insight here is clear. No matter how tough the situation, upholding these virtues is crucial. By embracing wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you maintain your dignity and integrity, even in the most challenging personal conflicts. It's about staying true to your principles and handling the situation in a way that you can be proud of later. And it's about remembering that in every conflict there are others, especially children, whose well-being depends on how you choose to act. 5. Money fades, but integrity lasts. One of the key Stoic teachings is the idea that material wealth is fleeting, while personal integrity is what truly lasts. In the middle of a messy divorce, it's easy to get caught up in the battle over money, assets, and possessions. And let's be honest, Nobody wants to walk away feeling like they got the short end of the stick. Money is important. It provides security and stability, and losing it can feel like losing control. But when the dust settles, what really matters isn't just how much you manage to keep. It's how you handled yourself throughout the process. In high-profile divorces, the spotlight often shifts to the division of wealth. The media might be fixated on the millions at stake, but from a Stoic perspective, all that is temporary. Sure, it's only natural to care about what's yours. You worked hard for it, and it's fair to protect your financial future. But wealth can be lost or gained in an instant, and that's just a fact of life. What truly sticks with you is your character, the way you treat others, and the choices you make during the toughest times. That's what people will remember long after the final settlement. For the Stoics, integrity means staying true to your principles, no matter the circumstances. It's about being fair, honest, and respectful, even when you're under pressure to do otherwise. This kind of integrity isn't just about avoiding scandals or keeping a clean reputation. It's about living in a way that aligns with your values, knowing that you didn't compromise who you are for the sake of a bigger payout. It's about handling the situation with dignity, making sure you protect what's yours without losing yourself in the process. The Stoic insight here is to keep your focus on what truly matters. Money comes and goes, and it's important to secure your financial future. But the way you carry yourself, your integrity, is what defines you in the long run. So, in any conflict, especially one as emotionally charged as a divorce, it's crucial to hold on to your integrity, because when everything else fades, that's what remains, and that's what you can truly be proud of. 6. Amor Fati, love of fate. One of the most powerful Stoic concepts is Amor Fati, which means loving and accepting your fate, no matter what it brings. This isn't about just tolerating what happens to you. It's about fully embracing it as a crucial part of your life's journey. It's understanding that every experience, whether it feels good or bad at the moment, is necessary for your growth. In the context of a divorce, a Stoic would view it not as a failure or something to be bitter about, but as an event that's simply part of their path. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong or what could have been different, they'd accept it for what it is, a step in their journey that's shaping them into who they're meant to become. This kind of acceptance doesn't mean you're indifferent or numb to the pain. It means you recognize that this experience, like every other, has something to teach you. By embracing Amor Fati, you remove the resistance that often leads to unnecessary suffering. You see the divorce not as something that derails your life, but as something that adds to it. Every challenge, every heartbreak, is an opportunity to learn more about yourself and the world around you. It's a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Life will throw all kinds of experiences your way. Some you'll love and some you won't. But by embracing all of it, by loving your fate, you can find peace and purpose in every twist and turn of your journey. Instead of resenting what happens, you can choose to see it as a gift, even when it's wrapped in challenges. 7. Mastering your emotions. The Stoic way. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the art of mastering your emotions. While the Stoics acknowledged that emotions are a natural part of life, they also understood that letting them run the show can lead to chaos and poor decisions. When emotions take the wheel, they often drive us to say or do things we'll regret, turning a tough situation into an outright disaster. Consider a messy divorce. Unchecked emotions can escalate a difficult process into a public spectacle, filled with heated arguments, spiteful comments, and impulsive actions driven by anger or sadness. These emotional flare-ups don't just make things worse in the moment. They can cause lasting damage to relationships and reputations. The Stoic approach to this chaos is emotional detachment. But don't get it twisted. This doesn't mean becoming cold or shutting down. Instead, it's about learning to observe your emotions without letting them dictate your actions. Think of it like being the captain of a ship in a storm. The waves, your emotions, might be crashing all around you, but instead of letting them toss you about, you steer your ship with a steady hand. You don't ignore the storm, but you don't let it control your course either. By practicing emotional regulation, you can keep your cool even when the pressure's on. This helps you handle conflicts with dignity and clarity, ensuring that your actions align with your core values, not just your fleeting feelings. In the end, mastering your emotions isn't about bottling them up. It's about channeling them wisely so you can face life's challenges with wisdom and grace. 8. Benefits of having no relationship. A Stoic perspective. The Stoics were all about independence and self-sufficiency, believing that true contentment springs from within, not from the ups and downs of relationships. Sure, being single might seem lonely at times, but from a Stoic standpoint, it's actually a goldmine of strength and peace. Stepping away from a chaotic relationship or choosing to stay single gives you the freedom to focus on your own growth, goals, and happiness without the baggage that often comes with being coupled up. Picture this: a life without the constant drama or emotional roller coasters that can drain your energy. When you're not tangled up in someone else's highs and lows, you've got the breathing room to truly take care of yourself. This isn't about becoming a hermit or shutting out the world. It's about realizing that your happiness doesn't need to hinge on anyone else. From a Stoic viewpoint, solitude and self-reliance are secret weapons for true contentment. It's about being cool with who you are, enjoying your own company, and ditching the need to seek validation or fulfillment from others. When you start to see your independence as a strength, you're no longer at the mercy of the emotional chaos that often comes with messy relationships. Instead, you stand tall in your own power, knowing that your peace of mind is something you control, not something you outsource. 9. Seneca's warning: don't let the moment ruin your future. Seneca, one of Stoicism's heavyweights, hits us with a timeless reminder: enjoy present pleasures in such a way as not to injure future ones. It's all about living in the now, but not at the expense of your future self. In the chaos of a messy divorce, it's tempting to let emotions take the wheel, whether it's airing dirty laundry in public, making rash financial decisions, or hurling words you can't take back. Sure, those moves might feel satisfying in the heat of the moment, but they often come with long-term consequences that can haunt you for years. Think about it. How many times have we seen a single impulsive decision in a high-profile divorce spiral into years of regret, financial headaches, and emotional scars? It's a textbook case of how chasing short-term satisfaction can wreck your long-term peace. Stoicism isn't about denying your feelings, but about mastering them. It's about being mindful, thinking before you act, and always keeping the bigger picture in mind. Before you make a move in the heat of the moment, especially during something as charged as a divorce, ask yourself, is this action going to bring me lasting peace, or is it just a quick hit of satisfaction? By focusing on the long game, you avoid the trap of living only in the now and instead build a future that stays true to your values. 10. Dealing with unhealthy relationships. In Stoicism, one of the key lessons is learning how to recognize and manage unhealthy relationships. Life's too short to be stuck in toxic situations, and the Stoics knew this well. When a relationship is draining your energy, making you feel small, or constantly hurting you, it's a clear sign that something's off. No amount of love or loyalty should keep you tied to something that's damaging your well-being. Take a messy divorce, for example. Often, one partner ends up feeling hurt, betrayed, or even manipulated by the other's actions. This kind of emotional damage can leave deep scars, and it's easy to get stuck in a cycle of blame, regret, and resentment. But a Stoic approach teaches us to step back and assess the situation with a clear mind. Is this relationship bringing out the best in you, or is it pulling you down? If it's the latter, then it's time to distance yourself. Stoic wisdom tells us that we should align ourselves with people and situations that match our values and support our growth. It's not about being cold or indifferent. It's about protecting your peace and maintaining your integrity. By identifying and stepping away from unhealthy relationships, you're not just saving yourself from unnecessary pain, you're also creating space for healthier, more supportive connections that truly uplift you. Chapter 11. Unwanted exposure, respecting privacy in relationships. Privacy is a big deal, especially in today's world where everything seems to end up on social media. One of the most common issues in relationships today is unwanted public exposure. Imagine being in a relationship where your partner shares your personal moments online without asking. It might start with small things, like posting a picture or sharing a story, but it can quickly snowball into a full-on invasion of privacy. Let's take an example from a high-profile messy divorce. When one partner decides to air out the relationship's dirty laundry online, it's not just disrespectful, it's damaging. What was once private becomes public gossip, and the emotional impact of that exposure can be devastating. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of respecting boundaries and maintaining privacy, not just for ourselves, but for others as well. A true Stoic understands that not everyone wants their personal life out in the open. It's crucial to respect your partner's wishes and avoid oversharing. Remember, just because something can be posted doesn't mean it should be. The Stoic way is to prioritize the well-being of your relationship over the fleeting satisfaction of likes and comments. By respecting each other's privacy, you build a foundation of trust and mutual respect, which is far more valuable than any social media clout. If you found this video helpful or enjoyed the content, please give it a thumbs up. It truly helps our channel more than you might think. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. If you're ready to level up your mind, don't miss our video on 10 powerful Stoic techniques to increase your intelligence. It's packed with actionable insights to sharpen your thinking and boost your mental game. Click here to watch now and start your journey to a smarter, more resilient you.